Hello, English learners. Have you ever had a really big project and all you wanted to do was find the fastest, easiest way to get it done? Well, today we're going to learn the perfect English phrase for that feeling. It's called the path of least resistance. You know, sometimes in English you hear a phrase and it just sounds, well, a little strange, right? The words say one thing, but the real meaning is totally different. It can definitely be confusing, but don't you worry. We're going to figure this one out together. So, to really understand what this phrase means, let's start with a funny little story about someone who got it, well, a little bit wrong. Let's imagine a woman named Maria. She's at her job, and a friend gives her some advice about a project. Her friend says, for this project, just follow the path of least resistance. But Maria was pretty confused. A path? She thought he meant a real path, one you can walk on. So believe it or not, she actually stood up and started walking around her office building, looking for some kind of special hallway. Can you believe it? She was really looking for the smoothest, easiest hallway to walk down. It's a funny mistake, but it's the kind of thing that can happen when you're learning new idioms. So, if it doesn't mean a real hallway, what does it mean? Okay, let's break it down. The path of least resistance just means choosing the easiest way to do something. It's the simplest option, the one that helps you avoid any extra trouble or difficulty. And here's something really cool. This phrase actually comes from science. Just think about how water flows downhill or how electricity travels. They don't try to go through difficult things. They always take the easiest route. That's the main idea here. Now that we know what it means, let's look at another story where someone uses the phrase perfectly. Okay, so it's Saturday, and it's time for Sam to clean his house. He has two choices. He could get on his hands and knees and really scrub the floors, or he could just vacuum. Now, scrubbing the floors, that's really hard work, and it takes a long time. But vacuuming? That's so much faster and way easier. So, what do you think Sam did? You got it. He took the path of least resistance and chose to vacuum. It was a smart choice, and because of it, he finished cleaning in no time. Let's look at a few more examples of how you might hear this. First up, he took the path of least resistance and agreed with his boss. This means it was just easier to agree than to start a big argument. Or how about this one? Instead of cooking, I'm taking the path of least resistance and ordering pizza. That's much simpler than cooking a whole meal, right? And one more. The company chose the path of least resistance by using the old design again. This way they saved a lot of time and work. So, if you ever need help remembering this phrase, just think back to that science idea. Picture a river flowing down a hill. It doesn't try to crash through a giant rock, does it? Nope, it just flows around it. The river always finds the easiest way. All right, let's have a little more fun. We're going to look at some phrases that are similar to our idiom and some that are the complete opposite. Okay, so phrases like take the easy way out or go with the flow are pretty similar. They're all about choosing the simple option. But the opposites are really interesting. To go the extra mile means you choose to do more work, not less. And to take the high road means you choose the harder, more moral option instead of the easy one. Now, let's talk about a couple of common mistakes. First, the grammar. We always use the verb take. So we say he took the path, not he pathed. That's not a word. Second, and this is important, taking the path of least resistance is not always a lazy or bad thing. Sometimes, like with Sam and his vacuum cleaner, it's just the smartest, most efficient choice. Okay, you've been doing great. I think you're ready for a quick quiz to test what you've learned. Are you ready? Question number 1. If you take the path of least resistance, you choose the A, hardest way, B, easiest way, or C, longest way. What do you think? And the answer is B. You choose the easiest way. Awesome job. Okay, question number 2. Which one of these sentences is grammatically correct? Is it A, she path of least resistance? B, she was taking the path of least resistance? Or C, she did path of least resistance? The correct answer is B, she was taking the path of least resistance. Great work. Remember, we always have to use a form of the verb to take with this phrase. You did an absolutely amazing job with that. So now it's time for you to give it a try. Now you can use this phrase to sound even more natural when you speak English. For a little practice, why don't you try writing your own sentence using path of least resistance? You can share it in the comments below. We would absolutely love to see your examples.
If you enjoyed today's content, please like and follow. See you next time.